This is Pranav Guha Thakurta from EduTV. Today, we have got famous principals from NCR. We have Dr. Suchitra Bhattacharya. She's the principal of Manav Rashna International School, Faridabad, and she has headed many famous schools in the country. Then we have Mr. Trilok Bist, who's famous across the world in all the CBSE schools. He's a very, I think, popular CBSE resource person. He's always on training, coaching, transforming, and he's got a lot of new ideas. I was so impressed with him. Like he volunteered his school for a COVID center, and he told me a wonderful thing. He said, "Pranav, if all the schools does this same thing, I don't think so we'll have any kind of problem." And it's not even all. I think when 25% of the schools does that, we are square. So, sir, we are here for a different reason right now. As on 1st of June, the exams have got cancelled, class 12th examination. Now students have to look for their admissions in various universities, colleges, institutions, India as well as abroad. And all these universities, colleges in India and abroad have got different kind of selection and admitting criteria. Some have got like cutoff percentages, some have got entrance examinations. Abroad, we have got very different kind of things, like they go for a statement of purpose, which is a very good thing, I suppose. Then they go for community services, they go for marks, then they go for overall personality. So I'll start with Mr. Bist. Sir, what do you suggest to these universities and colleges? Recently, I think your son has also gone abroad after doing his graduation. So what is your suggestion to these universities in India, abroad, colleges, and the famous institutions like IIT and all who have got separate entrance examinations? How we can smoothen this transition from schools to universities?
Good afternoon, Pranav. Good afternoon, Suchitra ma'am. I think, when we talk about admissions in, domestically in India or abroad, before the admission criteria, we have to think of socio-emotional condition of the children. Is the mental health and the emotional health of the children taken care of? We have to first of all think of creating better human beings and transiting from school to universities is a major upheaval in the child's life and in mind. And right now, since the board exams have been cancelled, so I think the schools have got their internal assessments in the pre-boards. I think the CBSE is going to send some kind of objective criteria on the basis of which this result will be created. And I'm sure that the CBSE will ensure that no child is getting any kind of injustice being done to the child. So I think I was listening to DU VC yesterday. He said that DU will continue with the merit-based admissions as it was said yesterday by the VC. And I was also listening to SRCC principal. She also dictated the same thing. But my suggestions, the colleges under DU should be given some levy, some kind of a test. Students, they can test the children subjectively also. They must see is there any kind of a subjective knowledge is there or not, because these internal exams mostly which are online examinations, there the result had been topsy-turvy. The intelligent children who are honest, they have not scored very well. Correct. Whereas the other way around, the children of those who are not performing well in the school, they were able to get 10 on 10, 20 on 20. So it is a miracle which was happening. I will not say why it was happening, but children are much more smarter than us when it comes to digital contents. So digitally, they were able to transfer answers to each other, and the marks have been not the actual, the performance of the child. So based on the merit list, it will be a little difficult. So I must suggest that all the universities in India, especially the DU, should have a levy to test students subjectively before the admissions. This is one. for the domestic admissions. When we talk about international admissions, for that, we always give the prospective marks of the children, the expected marks of the children that are already is given by the schools. Based on that, the children have already got the admissions. From my school, there are around 12 students who have got admissions at different universities abroad, and their
Correct.
admissions confirmed. They've got the scholarship also based on what marks we have given to them, and the other aspects of it, whether it is community service or the internships which the children have done, all that has been taken into account. But only problem with these children is not the marks which they're going to get, how early the results will be declared, because the deadlines are going to be very, very soon getting over. So I think CBSE has to speeden up the process so that with class 10th, the 30th of June could be kept at the last date for submitting the marks by the
Okay.
schools to CBSE, so that 10th and 12th both result could be out by 10th of July. Then only it will help the international admissions.
Correct.
Otherwise, the winter session they will not be able to attend. They'll go by 6 months. They'll be pushed forward by 6 more months. So we don't want this to happen. So my suggestion is that CBSE, whatever is to be done, because ultimately the children's health is more important. We cannot put a question mark to what the government has decided, because ultimately, if the children are safe and sound, then only we can talk about their education. So I think the decision is welcome, but at the same time, while taking the admissions, some subjective test and speeding up, making it a little fast to get the results out will definitely help the children to get admissions in and outside the country. I think this is what I feel. And transition from school to college is going to be on a different level. There, the children have to be, you must have seen that, some children, they were in the safe environment of the school. When they go to the colleges and universities, they are being bullied. Sometimes, they cannot adjust well. They have their own issues. I think for that, we must have some kind of a counseling sessions from the school side before the children leave. We can give them a little, kind of a session where they can understand what and how they have to handle the situation when they move from school to colleges. Thank you so much, Pranav. These are my suggestions, some of my suggestions.
You have said a very good thing, sir. There should be some levy. And what is your advice and suggestion, Dr. Bhattacharya?
Um, in fact, first, let me say good afternoon and thank you, Pranav. I mean, you are doing an excellent job. The way you're bringing in various educationists with such wonderful current topics, which is so very relevant for most of the citizens, in fact, for young and seniors like us. I mean, that's excellent, really good, wonderful. And in fact, many of my colleagues have given such voices in various forums. We are also taking part in so many different webinars. This is the current issue that's so much evident that we need discussions, and that is why we are here. Excellent. Before I go into exactly what you have asked me, I would like to say that the CBSE decision that has been taken, that cancellation of the examination after nearly 15 months of children having the anxiety and the tension that they had, I think it was only and only thinking of their well-being, thinking of their health, and telling them that they are so important for all of us. Because here in this particular batch, we will be seeing so many renowned doctors tomorrow, engineers, entrepreneurs, and of course, good human beings. And that is what is so important. And that is why I think this decision was taking place. Of course, there's a mixed opinion about it, but the majority supports that this was the best that could have been done, and therefore this was what has been decided. And I feel even children are released. So my message first, before I go to the entrance examinations of like the other details, my message to all my students across, I would like to say not to get worried at all. One tension, one anxiety is over, so let them not get into another anxiety. Let them leave it to the seniors, the educationists, the policy makers, because everyone will definitely think of their well-being, will think of their future, and of course will ensure that their future is absolutely safe. So instead of that, let them give their time for doing a little more research on what is needed now, maybe to prepare a little better for their entrance examination, to decide on the desired courses, to see whatever is available and what is to be done, to calculate on the financial part also, because there are many universities which children desire, but they are very expensive. They have to discuss with their parents. So let them decide on that. On any other areas where, as sir was saying, they need to concentrate on personality development, the life skills that we teach to the children, the teamwork, the empathy, and of course the body language, the communication skill. So let them think of that. Talking about the result portion, why we are telling them not to be worried? Because for class 10 we are already more or less completed the procedure, and it's an elaborate analysis, I would like to say. It is just not that whatever the child did in pre-boards and we give the mark. It's a huge calculation that is required, which will definitely give a correct picture of the child. Similarly, for class 12, the modalities are being worked out. The other day I was with Mr. Anurag Tripathi ji, and he was also elaborating on the fact that it is definitely going to be student centric, and the analysis, the data that schools have, where various data will be assembled together so that the child is seen and at a better position. Definitely being online throughout the year, this particular batch has not been a very smooth sail. In fact, I have my own daughter in this particular standard, and I've seen her, the way she's been struggling from being all day at home, struggling with the work, the no kind of contact with the teachers, no contact with peer learning is something which they really missed.
Correct.
However, I am very confident that even every school, leave aside those remote area schools where they were really not so privileged as ours. Other than that, most of the schools have tried the level best to do full justice to every academic course, and also the other part like counseling and everything. So, in fact, there shouldn't be much of a difficulty that the examination has been cancelled. To talk about the timeline, definitely CBSE will be conscious, and even we educators, we are after so many discussions. We are in touch with CBSE personals. They will definitely see that the timeline is also maintained. Now, the transition, as it is said, it's not an easy one. So there is going to be anxiousness amongst them. Uh, Talking about foreign universities first, as sir himself is a very good example, because he sent his child. Children have started 2 years back. The policy, the process starts 2 years back. So it is not that they are suddenly not having an examination, they are at a loss. So they must have, in fact, many of our students have got into beautiful colleges across the country and of course overseas. So they are well prepared. Yes, marks will be a criteria, definitely, but we have already given them predicted scores, we have given them portfolios, they have done their case studies, and everything is being submitted. To talk about, as we were talking about any particular university, I won't mention, but yes, Manav Rachna also has a university, and we've been deciding, discussing with many other universities. The admission procedure is, most of the colleges and universities have already started. Counselors are after them. When whoever shown their interest, the head of the departments from our university are getting in touch with the students. There is counseling, online counseling done. There is psychometric tests being done. So things are absolutely in process. However, wherever marks are is the only criteria, our plea to all those universities is the best of universities everyone desires. So a child who deserves should be getting the admission. The process should be a little different this time. They have to be more empathetic. They have to be understanding the child's psychology if required. They need to depend on the school the child is passing from, so that the school principals, oblique the faculty members, can give in their recommendation letters, can speak to the department so that the child gets their desired college, the desired subject. And if it is only the marks, yes, this time the children will not be very comfortable, because this year has been really a roller coaster for them, and therefore they need to see some counseling sessions, some short maybe tests, maybe psychometric tests, some discussions should be done so that the children are happy. And if you talk, most of the time we've seen children sometimes choose subjects over colleges, sometimes
Correct.
choose colleges over the subjects. This is something very important that we I'm sure everyone must have done during the school days, when as in during different counseling sessions. Both has got importance, depends on how you take it. There are certain children who would want to prefer colleges, whatever the course may be. So he must be very clear about it. Why so? What is it? Is it the alumni that will be counting, or is it that he knows where exactly he will go after that, and he has a very clear knowledge about the hierarchy of that particular profession? And many students feel the subject, wherever I go, it's my call, it's my dream, it's my interest that I should take care of. So I would say yes, even that is very, in fact, that is more important, because that's a calling that you have. If you want to become a doctor, if you want to become a psychologist, if you want to take up economics or anything, it's an inner call that you have. So please,
Right.
messages, follow your dreams, because if you're good wherever you are, you will definitely shine. Yeah, one thing that what they feel is, I mean, good college means good professors, good friends, good surroundings. That is there, but definitely that may not be fully compensating on your aptitude, on your liking, because you have a focused future. If you don't have a focused future, then you tend to mess it up a little. Therefore, advice we always give, you decide on a subject, and then if you have a priority, work from class 11, so that you get that dream college and you get that dream subject. That's how I think this transition will be done. But definitely we can't leave our children. We in as schools, as principals, public teachers, we have to if not hold their hand, but definitely be beside them in every discussion if they desire. We parents will have to be with us and discuss, and then I think we will see that they are comfortable, because till then, till they get their entrance, we have not finished our responsibility. So all of us are definitely from different schools, we are working on it, and we would want to see that the children are comfortable.